Good morning, everyone. Well, I finally got one thing I've been waiting on, my title to Casper, so now I can go get the plates on him. I didn't want my temporary registration and plate to run out while I was on the road, so I've been eagerly waiting the title to show up. So this morning I get to run down to the DMV and get my license plate for Casper. Anyway, watching the political things this morning, they ran down the timeline of the WikiLeaks and the Trump campaign and how things magically were all coordinated right straight down the line. And we have the joy of Kushner, who, like Jeff Sessions, has gotten amnesia, doesn't recall meetings, doesn't recall this, doesn't recall yet he's the one that the Trump campaign has said over and over again, who is so brilliant when it comes to the internet. Kushner's brilliant with the internet. So, I wonder who it is that colluded with Russia, to say what things were going to hurt, what things weren't, and how to release it, and when to release it. They want to keep promoting Kushner as this squeaky clean guy, and that he's, really, I am really wanting to work with them. Yeah, fully cooperating. As long as, you get the digs on me and then give it up, and then I go, oh yeah, oh now I remember. Just slipped my memory, kid. Yeah. If you can't find it, I don't know it. Okay. So, he's not releasing documents that they already know he has. And Kushner is not this squeaky clean thing like they want to promote that he is. He's also another slumlord. Just like Trump. Two birds of a feather. Okay. Kushner is just as bad. If you look it up, you can find he's a slumlord. Okay, just as nefarious, just as dirty as Trump. So, and I think that the more that they look into these things, they find that the first place he built, they had the documentary on it the other night, on Panama, big money laundering place. Okay. Well, all of his buildings, they know when Trump Towers that they've run illegal games out of there. Okay. It's well known down here by Miami, there are Trump Towers, also with the name of Trump on them, that, a lot of Russians are bought into. Just saying. Okay, this is nothing new. When Trump was just about penniless, he was going through a lot of financial things, he sold this one property for a really inflated amount, and the Russian that bought it has never been there. Okay? Money laundering, hello. So, it's going to come down. It is, for sure. And this is going to be something when they bring charges that Trump is not going to be able to pardon for, because these will be state crimes, not federal. So I'm sure they're looking at the state crimes more than the federal, because those are beyond his ability to pardon. So thank God they're looking at these, because now Trump is on his next big spin. He's going after the VA. You know, they were going to make the VA so much better because he loves his veterans, just loves the veterans. Well, now he's going to try to privatize the VA. In other words, he's giving the veterans the finger. Okay, we're going to privatize the VA so that all of my buddies can make a bunch of money off of it. And so that's where he's headed next, and also gutting the welfare system. Okay. People should not be on welfare. They need to be working. They're going to have to work if they're going to have any benefits at all, you know. So now he's looking at, you know, getting rid of Social Security, disability. He's looking to gut that as well. This man has no morals, no ethics at all. So once again, how's he going to pay for his tax things that he wants to give to the uber rich? By gutting every program he can in America. Anything that's for the people, he wants to get rid of and siphon the money and give it to his wealthy friends. That's it. It's really disturbing. It's really disgusting what he's up to. You know, and the people that voted for him think that he's going to do something for them. They are very sadly mistaken. Okay. So hopefully sooner than later this investigation moves forward and we get him out of office, get him impeached first, and then in jail, secondary, behind bars with the rest of all his cohorts, Kushner and Donald J. Trump Jr. and all the rest of them. They all need to be given new homes that are not 24-karat laden. Okay. So, yes, we need to take the country back and get it back on track. Because what he is doing is really just gutting everything that he can. Now, also, Puerto Rico, the one that they gave that big contract to, that was out in the middle of nowhere, small little company, they have left Puerto Rico, and Puerto Rico is nowhere near being completed, putting the power back, etc. Why did they leave? For non-payment. Get a government contract, and what happens? They're stiffing them. Not a surprise. This is what Trump does. Then he says, sue me, and I'll give you pennies on the dollar. Okay. So anyway, now Puerto Rico is there, still, you know, struggling, not having the power back, and this company that Trump and their cohorts gave this big contract to has left because they're not paying them. What a surprise. Nothing unusual in Trump world. So if you think you're going to get something from Trump, you can think again. It's not. A lot of empty promises, a lot of big hot air, and that's it. He's also talking about stopping the guest workers programs. Now, this is interesting because the only people that Trump hires are guest workers. I guess he thinks maybe he's going to take the people that are on disability, etc., the welfare programs that are needing that help, maybe he'll siphon them off to go work in his places instead of guest workers. Either that, he's got something up his sleeve that he can still get guest workers, but nobody else can, you know. And then again, he's saying, you know, we need to bring all the things back to America where he's not putting any of his manufacturing out of the country. That's not happening. But everybody else should. But of course, he's not going to, nor his daughter Ivanka. All the things that they manufacture are coming from outside of the country. Again, a lot of talk, but when it comes to him, it's 180 degrees in the other direction. Okay? So, yeah, the longer he's there, the more disgusting it is, and the more that it's borne out as to exactly who and what he is and what he's not. And what he's not is presidential. By any stretch of the imagination, he is not presidential. He has no idea what that means. But during his campaign, I'm going to be so presidential. When I get in, I'm going to be so presidential. Believe me. We're fabulous. We're just the most fabulous thing. Just believe me. Well, when he says believe me, run the other direction. It's kind of like the Jewish thing when you go in there. I got such a deal for you only today. When you hear that, run the other direction because, you're about to get taken to the cleaners. So, again, we really, really, really need to be vigilant. People need to really understand what's going on because he keeps slipping these things in, one after another after another. Oh, another thing that I just found out, that he is planning on raising the fees to the national parks by 180%. Okay. I went to a couple of campgrounds out here that were like state run, and they were closed down. So I think that they are pulling back funding for a lot of these things. It's just really, it's getting worse and worse every day. The list is endless as to what's going on and the things that they are trying to pull away, the things that they are putting in place, or more like pulling out of place. The freedoms that we had, the things that we enjoyed, are going away. His big tax break is taking, getting rid of the Obama, part of the Obama thing that says you have to have health care to fund. And like I said, he's gutting all these other programs. That's what he's got up his sleeve. You find out these things in little bits and pieces here and there, and you got to listen carefully to really see what all is in the Pike. And there is so much that he just wants to slip through. He's already sold some of the federal lands that were our preserves, that were nature preserves, to oil companies. He's already sold some of those private lands off. Okay. It's terrible. They just had that big oil spill. Was it in South Dakota? And now they want to do the North Dakota pipeline through that reservation. Of course, he's going to okay it. So, again, he has no... Thank God the conservation thing with the bringing the elephant trophies back, there was such an uproar by people that he backed off of that one. But that was for his son, the big game hunter, Donald Jr., that sat there holding an elephant's tail that he cut off. So disgusting. These people are absolutely disgusting. No moral, no ethics at all, anywhere. So again, I just want to say, that people, we need to really, really, really be vigilant. Don't be taken in by these con artists. Like I said from the beginning, he's not my president. I said that from day one. Just like I've spoken out against Nityananda, I'm speaking out, and I've always spoken out against Trump from day one. It has not changed. It's not going to change, because a leopard does not change its spots. Okay? He's always been a con man. He will continue to be a con man, and he's out for only one person, himself. He's an absolute pathological liar. And he's really, I would say, really every day becoming more and more unglued. So, yeah. And his son and the rest of them are right behind him in the same mentality. Really not an enjoyable thing to see with our country, but hopefully we learn a lesson from this, and that people, although I can't believe how many people are still for Trump. They have no idea really what all is coming down the pike until it hits them full force. They're in la la land. Oh no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And then it happens, and they're, oh my God, what happened? Well, you know, anyway. So I hope that everyone, you know, has a very happy Thanksgiving. Still be grateful for what you do have in this moment, you know, while we still have it. Because again, this is what I've said all along, that he wants to be an oligarch. He wants to be a dictator. And he's trying to take away the freedoms. He's, again, talked down the press. He's trying to limit the press. He's doing all that he can. Anything he doesn't like, fake news. You know, who's he buddy up with? The Philippines, Duarte, you know, Putin. All the dictators that go out and just randomly have somebody killed, that's who he admires. Okay? What can be said? That's who he admires. Unbelievable. And then with the sexual things, we have all this stuff coming out now. You have Franken that actually stood up and is accountable for his actions. He apologized. And the worst thing you have, Trump's mouthpiece saying, well, there's such a big difference between him and Moore or Trump, because he's admitting to this and they are not admitting to anything. Oh, great. So if you are you know, a pedophile, or if you're somebody that's rich and thinks that you have carte blanche and you bragged about sexually molesting women, as long as you don't admit to it, then you're good. But if you do the honest thing and you admit to it and you apologize for it, then you're weak and you deserve what you get. I see. So the one that you should admire and be, you know, in awe of and supportive of, are the criminals. Yes, criminals. I said the word criminals because that's exactly what they are. You're a criminal. Okay? It's good to see that there were finally a few ministers that are standing against Roy Moore. But I can't believe, well, yeah, I can, because like I said, Christianity has fallen, and you see this prosperity teachings, and you see all of these other things. You know, really, if you look, who is it they were worshiping? Baal and all these other gods. One was sexuality, one was power, and one was, you know, all of these things that This is what these preachers are bringing in. That's not Christianity. What they're talking about, and about that, really going against these women, saying such nasty things and supportive of a pedophile, these are not Christian ministers. Okay? These are, again, deceivers. They're batting for the other side and wearing a mask of Christianity. But behind that mask, again, a wolf in sheep's clothing. So if you're a Christian, you can look at you're into the Bible, and you might want to read what they are saying to the different churches in the end times, okay? There are a lot of very strong messages to the different types of churches in the end times, so I'm sure you will find that message as to what they are and what they're not. Yeah. Anyway, this has gone on for quite some time. I think I've hit about everything this morning. So much on this that's, again, need to not lose your dignity, not sell yourself for money or power or any of these things. You sell your soul. People do it bit by bit by bit. Okay? Rather than standing in their integrity and their truth, they sell their souls bit by bit till there's nothing left. Okay? So please, 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 people, do not sell your souls. Do not turn a blind eye. Don't say, but it's only a little white lie. It can't hurt anything. Okay, you start going down that path and you're going to start losing yourself bit by bit by bit. Okay. So, a word to the warning, word to the wise. Please keep your integrity. Okay. Stand for truth. And, go forward. Go forward in life. Okay. So, namaste, everyone. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And catch you on the road. Who knows? Maybe you'll see me driving by in Casper. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for tuning in. Namaste. Bye, everyone.